to Acne and Skin Changes Month, I'm chatting with Sahar Hooti. Sahar, do you want to just tell us a little bit about what you do to help people with their skin?
Okay, for those who don't know who I am, I'm Sahar, and I'm an acupuncture practitioner with a twist. And my twist is my background that includes being also a beauty therapist, a skincare specialist, and an aromatherapist. And the way I work with the skin is I have an internal external approach, which means basically whatever shows externally on the skin, in this case with acne, it basically means obviously there's something going on the inside, which in most cases, in adult acne cases, it's a hormonal imbalance, too much or too little of a particular hormone, mostly cortisol, which we'll go into later. So it's a type of inflammation, and with my approach, I use a bespoke, integrated approach with all the bespoke aromatherapy blends, with acupuncture, with any kind of skincare routines that's needed on the outside, to just bring back the balance, the skincare balance, to internally detox your system. And what I mean by that is when I use acupuncture, it's basically a specific formulation which hits a specific nerve ending, which gives a specific message to your brain to actually, it's like switching on the endocrine system to encourage balancing out the hormone secretions. For example, if you've got excess cortisol in your body, which is the case with most women on this platform, if that is the case, that is actually the case, okay? So because most of us are anxious and have a lot of stress, so what happens is the body goes into an overwhelming override of cortisol production, which just stays on top. And by the time, because cortisol is actually produced as a kind of life-saving kind of reaction of our body to help us fight or flight in a situation, whereas our day-to-day, for the cavemen really, but for us these days, a fight or flight might be something like running late for a meeting, not having our coffee in the morning, wanting to kill our partner, something like that, right? But what happens is
trying to get away from a saber-toothed tiger, what it's actually there for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But by the time the brain realizes, hang on a second, she's not going to die. So it's like, what do I do with the excess cortisol levels? So it just stays there. That's the thing. And then the next day you have another trigger, or actually a minute later you have another trigger, which just puts layer upon layer of inflammation on that. At some point, it's going to give. It's going to scream out of your skin, and hello, you've got the acne. And acne, adult acne, it holds a very special place with me, because I don't know, but I don't wear makeup anymore. It's just out of choice. I'm not against makeup. But I stopped 5 years ago, and my skin, believe it or not, I suffered from cystic adult acne in my mid-20s. So when I was 25, I just developed these pustular acnes, and I was in the beauty industry at the time. I was studying at university for traditional Chinese medicine, and I would go to my classes wearing a cap. And when I went, at the time I was employed at a beauty clinic, and I remember thinking I was so embarrassed to do facials for my clients at the time, thinking, what a hypocrite. At the time I didn't understand that it's okay. Because now whoever I see with acne, I'm like, it's okay. Just embrace, go with it. It's fine. You're still you. You've just got an internal imbalance, which we can sort out. I think because then the stress of the acne is something else. You look at yourself, that increases stress. So it's a vicious cycle, right?
Yeah, immediately the stress cycle's just keeping going, and there's still no saber-toothed tiger in sight.
Absolutely. So this is where I come into play. So not to bore you, so I'll put more information within the month, or acne month. But what I will do is I will help balance out your cortisol secretions, help you connect with yourself again through the mind-body connection. And this is all scientific based. It's not woo-woo, okay? Because a lot of people don't know about it. And then once that happens, your skin is also going to clear at the same time. And then you apply topical aromatherapy blends. or skin peels, or I do gua sha, which is using particular tools like that just to help detox on top of the face surface, as well as, you know, with the internal treatments. And just because, you know, I'm based in Harley Street and also Portsmouth, it doesn't mean you can't, you know, receive this treatment online, because I've been able to perfect my online method throughout the pandemic. There's a good thing that's come out of pandemic, and I've helped a lot of patients with it. So I'm very blessed to have had this, and I'm very honored to be on this platform to be able to help and share with other women. So yeah,
awesome. I would never have made the link between adult acne and cortisol. So that's so interesting, because we always think it's just a sort of surface issue, don't we?
Yeah.
And
yeah, a lot of people do, because we do think we're bombarded in society with lookism, I call it. I've written an article about it, and a woman spends most of her life with her inner critical. What's the word for it? This is where my bilingual thing is coming.
Oh, the
inner critical voice.
Yeah.
Where it keeps telling us, you know, so if a man and woman, as we were saying previous to this interview, have the same job, I think the woman spends most of her morning getting ready to look her best, because she has to prove something. In most cases, I would say, in the corporate world, I would say. Not everyone's like that, because people are getting more wiser to it and not giving a damn about what others think. But we are under the pressure of lookism in the workplace. And I think when you have a skin condition, all you want to do is slather on that makeup. And what you're doing is you're masking it. It's like you're putting a plaster on it. You're never going to be resolving the root of the issue. And that's why it's a vicious cycle. People are like, why doesn't it get better? Why? Because this is what's happening. You're not letting your skin breathe. And you know, something interesting has happened throughout my practice in the past over 13, 14 years. I've realized people who have suffered from acne, because I really get them, right? Because I've been through the whole thing myself. They lack the confidence to go out of the house without makeup. Okay. But I've noticed throughout the course of the treatments that I do with them, let's say after the third session, fourth session, normally what happens is they find a more balanced level of hormones within them, and they gain this inner strength and confidence that I just love. It's so powerful. And my last experience was before the pandemic. I had a patient come in and she was crying. She said, for the first time after 7 years, I haven't worn makeup. And she said, I know all of my acne hasn't gone, but she said, I felt so empowered, and it makes me get goosebumps whenever I think about it. And she said, I just felt empowered. I thought, I'm not going to wear makeup today. And I want you to understand, I'm not against makeup. It's just, why do we have to, we're not born with makeup. Why do we have to put ourselves under pressure?
No, I completely get what you're saying. It's about that inner confidence. And if you can help somebody, it's like I bleat on about this all the time. I just want people to feel epic. And I don't care what epic looks like for each individual person. But for a lot of people, it is not having that mask of makeup to hide behind suddenly means that their inner epic can come out, doesn't it?
I love that, inner epic.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I can see like a t-shirt, inner epic.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Sahar. That's brilliant.
No, thank you.